Habanero in red color and jalapeno in red color. What I'm about to do is I'll make a fermented sauce today. The reason, as I said, mixing the two peppers is because for the sweetness of jalapeno. The heat of the pepper is not in the seed or on the skin. It's inside. With the pepper, which is extremely hot, whatever you just did, it will have fumes. My recommendation would be not to open right away. I had to crush the jalapeno longer than the habanero. The habanero is red compared to jalapeno, which is red, but a different kind of red. Magic technique. I'll show you the cheapest way how to cover this. So see the beautiful red color. Actually, I really appreciate how bright it is. Welcome to our channel, my friend Bob. We have two chili peppers today, habanero in red color and jalapeno in red color. Habanero is a decently spicy chili pepper, 110 to 350,000 SHUs. So depending on how hot these are, you could be in that range. On the other hand, jalapeno is around that 8,000 SHU mark. What I'm about to do is I'll make a fermented sauce today. And the reason I'm using both is to cut down the heat and bring some of the sweetness from that jalapeno. Because with the habanero, the sauce will become a bit too spicy. One thing which you will see, I'm using red habanero. I was able to pick some from our backyard, but I didn't have enough of the red ones. So I sourced some of them from the local farmer's stall. As far as my habanero are concerned, mine haven't changed color yet. They are still green, and I really needed the red ones. So those were also sourced from the local farmer's stand. I weighed them up front just for reference. If you haven't watching me, I don't believe in weights. I do things more from the eye than making it scientific, because when you start making things scientific, weighing too much, it just becomes painful. The reason, as I said, mixing the two peppers is because for the sweetness of my jalapeno. Now keep in mind, we're working with habanero, extremely spicy pepper. So I'm taking the greens only. Wear gloves. Because the issue is, even with the greens only, even though what people don't realize, the heat of the pepper is not in the seed or on the skin. It's inside that membrane, the white membrane you see, that's where the heat is. Generally speaking, you can get away with what I'm doing, but if you're allergic to chili peppers, do wear gloves. These are 10 ounces of habanero. And then in terms of my jalapeno, I have got 1.5 pounds. It looks good. With the pepper, which is extremely hot, whatever you just did, it will have fumes. My recommendation would be not to open right away. So I've got this bowl. Oh, I can smell the peppers. So this is what it looks like. These are 10 ounces of my habanero. Beautiful color. Look at the crush. Coarsely crushed in that processor. Again, do the same thing but with my jalapeno. I'll cut these into half because these are a bit big. Throw it in there and mix with it, and then I'll show you what I'll do. So just to demonstrate, this is what I did with the jalapeno. Also took the green portion off. So it's totally gone. It typically pops out pretty easily. Cut into half, throw it in this, and let's do the same thing with jalapeno now, what we did with habanero. Okay, with the pepper being bigger, the blade is not catching everything, so let me move it around a bit. The smell of the two peppers are very different. So both of the chili peppers are blended. You can see the difference in color. The habanero is red compared to jalapeno, which is red, but a different kind of red. I had to crush the jalapeno longer than the habanero because the size of it, I had to keep on going. So it's a bit liquidy. So this thing is ready. Now the next step, which is the easiest. Something which every time I do any kind of my fermentation, I always say, and I like to repeat that over and over again. We will make a brine from kosher salt. Don't use table salt. Use any pure salt. And water which is distilled. The aim of this is to ferment the chili pepper. Do remember water, don't use tap water. If you get chlorinated tap water, use distilled water or water which does not have any additives or chlorine in it. Now that said, we will make a brine. The rule for brine, people make it very difficult. And I'll give you a very simple rule. The rule is have water and have salt. Keep on mixing until you get the taste of what it would be to taste ocean water. That's what we're trying to do. So if I go higher, lower, I can increase or decrease the salt or the water. I'll pour everything in here and then it will go in the bottle. So let's go and pour this in here. What I want here is I will add more water to bring it at least like around here. Let's go till here. Now, the special magic technique. I'll show you the cheapest way how to cover this, because really it needs to ferment for, I will say, at least a week. Back in the day, or with my other sauces in the years prior, I used to sometimes put them through this process for almost 2 weeks, months, sometimes 6 weeks, 2 months. What I've realized is that I'm not gaining too much going into that trouble, because what I'll do from here is I'll let it sit and then I'll process it and finish it. So all I have is a regular sandwich bag. Pour some water in it and just slowly move into the bottle. Now what you'll see is it has come up, but it would not let the solid come up. I'll keep an eye on it, so I'll ferment it for a week. So we will meet after a week, and the magic of camera, it will feel like we just finished. I'll let it sit in a dark spot, anywhere in the kitchen, or I don't want to put it too far away because then I'll forget, because I would like to keep an eye on it every day. So it has almost been a week now. What we started a week ago, it's been going on. You can see different colors right now. So what has happened is the solids came to the top. There's a bit of liquid over here, and then some solids which are softer in the bottom. So almost like a tricolor, you can see it. In the plate, and I forgot to tell you, make sure when you put something like this and leave somewhere, put a plate or something underneath it, because it tends to boil over, if you want to use that word, or part of the whole fermenting or the cooking process, those things happen. So there's liquid in it, which is fine. Let's take this off and leave it over here. Taking this off, I will go ahead. There's no fungus, white, or anything on the top. The color is beautifully red still. I did expect it to be a bit darker, but that's fine. I would prefer it to be more towards the red. So let me mix it. Now, okay, I can leave it over here. What else we need now? Blender, because we'll blend it. Some store-bought white synthetic vinegar. This is home-grown apples, and I made apple cider vinegar out of it. The apples that I use in this are from September of 2022, which I picked from my tree outside. It sat as becoming vinegar for almost a year, which I didn't need to. If you watch my video where I did finish this one, I I didn't have the need for it, so I'll just let it sit in the container. And then I finished in September of 23. So it's already over a year old vinegar after it was finished. So that's what I'll use. And that's it. What we will do, I also have a pot. It's not for cooking. Over here in the sauce today, I'm only about to finish with the vinegars and the salt. In the past, I've done multiple things, and you can still add a lot over here. You can add honey at this point in time. You can add sugar at this point in time, garlic at this point in time. What I've done in previous years, because ginger is a bit thready, so I've used the ginger and used the ginger juice in it. So possibilities are endless. I'll start crushing this first. I'm roughly 24 ounces or 3 cups right now without putting anything. And I do think I have more in the container left, but that's fine. So let's increase. Now, why do I use 2 different vinegars? Synthetic vinegar and apple cider vinegar have different flavors. So I brought to around, I would say 35 ounces. And now I will go apple cider vinegar. Salt is the last one because salt is for taste. And salt even could be when I'm done with everything. My aim over here is to crush it as much as possible. Once it's finished, you can keep it like that with a bit of pulp in it. I prefer that way. Or you can strain it to make a real liquid. So my first run is already in my pot. Again, a beautiful red color. You might not be able to see it properly, but once I put them in the bottles, you'll be able to see it. Now, what I'll do is I'll put this in here. Again, it's half and half. So altogether, we are roughly 55 plus 55. So 110 ounces and around 3 liters. I will pour some of it, not all. And the reason for not pouring all of it, because I'm about to add salt, which I have not done before. And not doing it because I said that I'm not following any recipe. So I'll put salt, and if I get too salty, I can play around and do mix and match. So let's start with 1, 2, 6. I will try to go a bit saltier because I do want it to sit in my next bottles for another month or so before I really bottle them. So see the beautiful red color. Actually, I really appreciate how bright it is. So what did we get? This is almost 1.75. This is 1.5. So a bit over 3 liters. And as I said, 110 ounces or 115 ounces, which is a lot. I'll let them sit for, as I said, for a month or 2 before I bottle them. And these will be wonderful sauces. The name is Hab Gel. Have for Habanero Gel from Jalapeño. I hope you saw something new. I hope that you keep on watching our channel, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.